Hello everybody and welcome to this month's video. For this month, I thought I'd go through some of my favorite art books. I have a ton, this is a very small section of them, but I just want to thank my patrons for helping me pick this month's video topic. So I thought I'd just go through some of my art books. I have a lot of more just art-based books, and then there's a couple graphic design books in here, and then some art of books that come out with like the release of an animated film. So hopefully there's something for everyone in here. And I wanted to do this now just because I think that these books can make great gifts. I know the holidays are coming up, so if you're looking for some gifts for someone, these can make great gifts. So I'll leave all the names on the screen so you can go check them out for yourself. But yeah, if you're looking for a gift for an artist in your life or for yourself, if you love any of these books, I would highly recommend all of them. That's why I'm sharing them with you. So without further ado, let's get started. Give me a second here. Okay, so I thought we could start with the art of Alice and Martin Provensen. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. So this is, if I understand it correctly, this is a husband and wife duo who are both artists, and then their daughter put together a book of all their art. They have so much beautiful art, so I'll just flip through it real quick for you guys to see. If you like really graphic, very strong shapes and colors, you're gonna love these artists. If you haven't seen them before, they have really nice, just like block shapes and block colors. There's not a ton of shading, which I kind of love. It's very vector art, like pre-vector art looking. It's great concept art. It's super pretty, very striking. Yeah, great graphic design here. And they have these very sweet characters. Like there's not a lot of shading, but they have so much personality. And then they have this totally different art style in here. And there's just such a great range. I think that anyone would love this book. It's a great coffee table book if you need a conversation piece or just want to flip through some art. There's just some really pretty... pieces from their travels, it looks like. I haven't read through all this yet, but it's so beautiful. Next up is one of my favorite artists. This is 2018 Dong Ho Kim's Urban Sketch Collection book, and it's volume 2. I know this guy has a ton of books and art available, so I'd highly recommend checking him out, especially if you love urban sketching and really cool perspectives, because this guy has amazing perspective in his urban sketches. And if you don't know what urban sketching is, it's where you basically go on site and either sketch or paint. And this guy makes these great books of all his art. He does these really cool scenes of either like street vendors or people just walking around. And he does these amazing perspectives, like impossible perspective, where it's like has this like fisheye lens. Yeah, you see it a lot in this book, which is so cool. I really admire him just because I am so rigid and like, oh, this perspective isn't correct. This perspective isn't right. Like, this isn't totally. And this guy, like, his perspective is perfect, and he also like goes past it in a way. He does this impossible perspective that is not possible, but it still makes sense to your eye. Like it's how your eye would see it. And these very cool kind of characters on the street. I love how he exaggerates everything. Yeah, I would highly recommend him if you are looking to get into urban sketching or just love urban sketching. It's some really cool art books. Next is an art book from one of my favorite animated films, The Art of Kiki's Delivery Service. This is one of Miyazaki's films, and it's my favorite Ghibli film. Like on these pages, they have these storyboards from it, or the script, and you can just go through the entire, like, parts of the movie just to see, like, how things are cut up with the script. It's very cool. And I like how they kind of go into the making of the film here. They talk about camera movements and follow shot, track pan, everything, and how they really, how they break down the film rather than just the story. It's the art of film in here, which is nice. Yeah, they have some really great screen grabs from the film. I also love this one for the character designs, just because I feel like Kiki's design ended up being so iconic. It's cool to see what they went through first. Like she was a little bit more sunny beginning, and then they kind of get into this more dark dress that she's known for. But they had so many cool character designs, and I love how they have this really strong line and then just this watercolor wash over it. It's very pretty. Yeah, this book is gorgeous, so I'd highly recommend it. And then this one is for any of my stop motion fans out there. I love the art of Kubo and the Two Strings. This book is really cool. It has so much of the drawings before the, 3D ever happened or the stop motion ever happened. And I think that is so cool to see like how you go from a 2D drawing into a 3D space. And I just love all the detail here. The thing I love about Laika did this movie is that there's just so much detail in every tiny little bit. Like you can see like the folds on the clothes and the little patterns on the clothes. Like it's not, it looks, even though it's stylized, it has a very real element to it because everything has texture to it, and it also has a little bit of dirt and like it looks realistic. It's not all perfect. Yeah, they also have great prop design in here. So if you're a stop motion fan, this one's for you. And this next book is a book by Katsuya Terada and Jung Gi. I think that they made this together, and fortunately Jung Gi passed away, but they both have amazing art and they both have a very similar style, as you can see here. But this is really cool if you love illustration. They have this beautiful work. They also just have so much art. Also, just warning, some of their work is a little graphic. So if you're squeamish, this book might not be for you, but they do have just this beautiful detailed art that I highly recommend checking out. I take a lot of inspiration from these two. My art does not look like theirs at all, I wish. But it's just so beautiful and so detailed and so intricate and funny and weird. And it's just so interesting to look at. Like, I feel like I could look at their work all day. So I'd highly recommend checking out both artists if you don't know them. And they have this very cool sci-fi manga style. And it's just beautiful to look at. It's very graphic, even though it's so detailed. They do a great job with contrast, and it's so eye-catching, all of it. Yeah, I recommend this one. And the next one is the art of Miyazaki's Spirited Away. This is probably Studio Ghibli's most famous film. It's a really beautiful film if you haven't seen it, but the art book itself is also gorgeous. I really love how they break down some of the 3D elements here too, which is just like, I love how they morphed 2D and 3D. I know there's a lot more of that now, but I feel like this was so innovative at the time. I also feel like Spirited Away has some of the most beautiful backgrounds, and they have all these detailed shots that you can go through and look at them all. So it's really great if you want to be a background designer. I think that this has a ton of great reference material. They have really great lighting, really interesting lighting with like the lighting coming in through the windows. It's not all just one flat light. Also, these really fun sketches. And it's always just interesting to see like behind the scenes of a film, especially one that's so epic and detailed and personal like Spirited Away is. So yeah, they have these beautiful sketches. That's the art of Spirited Away. Next up is one of Sarah Scribbles' books. This is a collection of some of her comics. Has a ton of followers on Instagram, so if you don't know her already, I'd highly recommend checking her out because she's so funny And I just love how simple and graphic her work is, but it has so much emotion in it. I just look through this one when I need like a good laugh or anything. This is also a good coffee table book. People like to flip through it, you know, when they come over and like, they're like, oh, that's me, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, this one's really funny. I recommend that one. Next up is, it's a little different from the other ones. This is a lot more of like a graphic design kind of book, but I think it's still important, even if you're an illustrator to, or animator or whatever, to know type and like how it works on a page. Because even if you are more in the animation field, it's still important to understand how things might be laid out. There's always something you can learn from graphic design and put it into more illustration work or background design or animation. And this does a really good job of showing you how important contrast is, whether that's through type itself or color, and how it can make it more eye-catching. And I think that's something that's really important no matter what creative medium you're working in. So this just has a ton of beautiful type reference. So this one's great. Definitely recommend this one, especially if you want to go into graphic design, but even if you don't, this one is perfect for learning about type and layout and contrast. And last is the 2000 Sketch Collection. This is probably one of my favorite books that I have in my collection. I went to go see Jung Gi, or Jung Gi Kim. I guess he goes by Kim Jung Gi usually. Or he used to. But I went to go see him while I was in college, and he did a demo, and it was just amazing to see how he sketched. This was the same artist from earlier. But this book is very cool. It just has so many drawings. This guy is known for being extremely prolific. So he has this beautiful line quality going on. And again, warning, these books are a little graphic. So if that's not up your alley, this book might not be for you, but you know, don't push yourself if it's too much for you. But I would highly recommend his book if you are on the hunt for art books. It's just, again, so detailed, so pretty, and such great line quality. And his characters are just so interesting. They're doing so much in such simple lines. Like, you can see like this guy's holding things. Like, as you go deeper into it, like you think you know what you're seeing, and then you go a little deeper and you're like, what is happening? I love these little pops of color in here. Yeah, this one's probably one of my favorite books that I own. Yeah, it's such great contrast. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found some books that you might be interested in. I will listed them all on the screen, so hopefully you found something you liked. But also let me know what books you like. I have a ton more I could share, but I'd love to hear what you like, and if you have ones that you want to share, I'd love to hear about them. Always looking out for some good art books. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, stay creative.